for us all the time. However, when we come to measure longitude, distance east-west, we use meridians of longitude, imaginary lines, connecting the North Pole to the South Pole. There are millions of them. In fact, there's an infinite number. And none of those meridians, those north-south, those imaginary lines, none of them mark themselves out as a natural zero. They all start life equal. But we need a place to measure from. We have to decide where we're going to measure longitude from. And for many, many years in the world, there was no agreement. People used different zeros. When the astronomers got going here at Greenwich, where they set up their very accurate measuring telescope, their meridian telescope, that marked a zero for them. That's where they were taking their measurements from. That's where all their measurements were based. So it became a meridian for them, for Greenwich and then for Britain. Flamsteed started round the corner there. He used a little building, the Quadrant House, had a north-south wall. He put his very precise measuring telescope, his quadrant. That was Flamsteed's meridian. All his thousands of measurements were taken from there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Greenwich meridian, 0 degrees longitude, not there anymore, been knocked down. Who noticed the brass strip on the wall as you came through the admissions area, just before you came out to the garden? One of two, Flamsteed meridian, it said. When Flamsteed died, as you know, he was replaced by the great Edmund Halley of comet fame. Halley found Flamsteed's measuring telescope had been sold by Flamsteed's widow, and the wall was falling down anyway. So Halley had a new meridian wall, north-south wall built in the building right here behind me. You can see the lead in the roof there. And when you go in the building through the door here, turn right, you can see Halley's meridian wall and Halley's measuring telescope, his mural quadrant, big quadrant, quarter of a circle measuring telescope. Ladies and gentlemen, Halley's meridian, 0 degrees longitude, the Greenwich meridian. When Halley died, he was replaced by a high-precision great astronomer called James Bradley. Bradley wanted to upgrade all the equipment, new telescopes, got himself more money, put a new meridian wall, a new measuring telescope in the building here, where you can see the black door in the wall and the lead in the roof there. When you go in the building to the left, you'll see Bradley's measuring telescope. Ladies and gentlemen, 0 degrees longitude, the Greenwich meridian. How many is that? Anybody try to keep it? Three. Thank you. They worked there, Bradley's meridian, for 100 years. 100 years. While they were working there, the British Army started to make the very accurate landmarks, the Ordnance Survey. Some of you may have used Ordnance Survey maps, but on the Ordnance Survey, that was 0 degrees, and by the way, it still is today. But after 100 years, when the Victorian astronomer arrived, the formidable George Biddle-Airy, he wanted to upgrade. All this was worn out. He got himself more money, bought himself a new, in fact, he designed for himself a new measuring telescope, Airy's Transit Circle, which he mounted in the building there, where you can see the white door open. Spare my embarrassment, now ties up with the line across the courtyard there. Ladies and gentlemen, Airy's meridian, the 1851 meridian, the Greenwich meridian. But the world did not agree. Different countries were using their own different 0 degrees longitude. If you bought a map or a chart made in France, for example, you'd find the north-south Nero line marked through the Paris Observatory. Other people, Canary Island. My 1884, very inconvenient. A lot of discussion had been running. 1884, the US government was persuaded to host a conference, an international conference in the State Department in Washington, D.C. 25 nations sent delegates. they very quickly agreed there should just be one place in the world that everybody would use for their 0 degrees longitude.